right, guys, this is the position. This is the most savage computer move I've ever seen in my life. So we are equal in pawns and basically material. The only imbalance is I have a knight and he has a light squared bishop. His light squared bishop is not very good. My dark square bishop would like to be good, but it has this bishop here, which I don't like. There is a solution to this problem, though, that will blow your mind. I shouldn't have never allowed this. I could have done something differently earlier so that this bishop could never develop here. Um, but I don't want to get distracted. I just want to show you the move. So I played queen to here, highlighting the dark square weaknesses, and I went on to win the game. It's a slight advantage for black. But there is only one really good move here. Now, if you want to get this knight into this square or get the knight involved, you might consider this move. The problem with that move is anytime these bishops are looking at each other, he might take, and then, if I go back, suddenly, my king is vulnerable and I have no dark square bishop, and the dark squares suddenly I can lose a piece there or something. It's just not what you want when you have this setup. You want his bishop to be eliminated and this to be unopposed to protect your king. So that is not what I played and not what I wanted. The savage move is knight to g4. And this is the most disgusting move I've ever seen. Maybe some of you are good enough to understand this, and there's TV playing in the background, but I had to show this. This move is so insane because it's threatening queen h7. And it's the idea is it's a discovered attack on the bishop. So you might say, well, it can be taken two different ways. What if we just take? Well, if you take, you lose your bishop. And now, again, I have the unopposed bishop. So we're equal in material, but your king has no dark square bishop and no dark square pawns and is going to get slaughtered by the queen. The king can move, the rook can come around. This is crushing for black. This is actually +3, more than +3. And this is if white makes the perfect move, which is taking. So the game's already lost here. In this position, the game's lost. If you don't take the free piece, if you spot that your bishop is hanging and take first, I don't take back, I have a check. The knight prevents the king from going that way, so it goes here. I have another check. The knight prevents this, so the king has to move, which doesn't guard this, so I have another check. The knight is just hanging here the whole time. Also, that's getting out of danger from the rook. Otherwise, you have ideas with my own rook, too. But now the king has nowhere to go, so it goes here. And then the knight is getting a queen. I'm sorry, but if you are calculating a royal fork with knight g4, you are a genius. This move did not even cross my mind, and I was thinking about all the themes of the position, and it did not even cross my mind to put a knight on prise in two different ways with no seeming threat. I just missed the threat, I guess, of queen h2, because queen h2 is not a checkmate. So you really have to calculate that this is good for black. I mean, if king goes here, it guards it and everything's fine. But because of this knight still sitting here and this capture getting out of an attack with still a check, and then the killer blow is this is the move that you have to be able to see. I mean, maybe you can intuitively know that the king is in trouble in that position, but man, what a sequence. And now I'll show why I should have never allowed this. Yeah, so in this position, he attacks my queen. I'm x-raying his king. this pawn is defended by his bishop. So now I have moves that win a rook with my knight. And there's no chance of a bishop exchange if I maintain this pin. But I decided to go here with the long-term prospect of there. So maybe I made the right decision. Let's see. But yeah, queen b6, queen d6, and queen e7 is its favorite. Wow, it actually likes queen d6 better. First it thought this, but it actually agreed with me. But anyway, my point is, if I go here, the bishop cannot develop here because there's a check. So I was mad that I went here, but this is, there's a reason it's here. And that is, I just can't get over knight g4. Just every other move is equal. I mean, slightly better for black, like minus 0.7 versus minus 3 if I play knight g4. But it's just such an insane move. And it also comes with an attack here. So crazy, that move. Just wow. So anyway, I played this. And then here, I spotted d4 because the queen here attacks this. This is a terrible move by him. Why? Because now my queen, who's doing nothing, it just looks intimidating. Now my queen is suddenly tactically helping the game because this rook only has one defender, and now this pawn can't take advantage of their control of this. So I'm doing this, and if he takes me here, I take, and he can't take back because check. Like that. So, I mean, he's good enough to spot it after the fact, right? That's the difference. Players like us compared to the computer or grandmasters. Because I think grandmasters would see the knight g4 idea. I really do. So anyway, he can't take for the reason that the queen is too powerful. So he pushes, but now this knight, again, I have a decision here, and I'm really proud of this moment. You might think, hey, I go here and I attack queen, and let me turn off the evaluation. I attack queen, I threaten mate. Must be good, right? His only option is to take with the rook. And then maybe you know, there's something there, like a check and a push. Also the rook's coming in, but no, because there's a check here and a mate. So his position is powerful. Also, it's interesting to note that instead of hopping in right away, maybe you attack the queen first and you force it to move so there's no longer that mate threat, and then you come in and then it's more powerful. You know, like what I did was the best, but let me see if that, yeah, b5, computer actually likes b5 the most. So that is a good idea. But what I saw is in the actual game, I saw that I don't have to let the rook use... you want to make your opponent's pieces meaningless. Like the way this knight is blocking until it has a mate threat. And the mate threat that can't be eliminated. And I'm saying, go ahead, check me, I'll hide. And this pawn prevents the mate. So I put the knight here, threatening two things. A checkmate here, but if he goes back to defend it, there's a check with the pinned pawn from the queen to the king. So he goes back to defend it. This stops mate. It also stops a certain type of mate where, hypothetically, if he defends this and for some reason I'm not taking that, you know, in some situations, the knight is supporting a mate here, um, so that's kind of stopping that as well. But there's a check, and the king is trapped, so it goes in the corner. And now again, there's only one crushing move, which is this. I mean, all moves are winning there, but this is keeping the pressure on because it's a mate threat in one, and there's only one defense, which doesn't help. And you still have the mate threat, so you have to sack your queen here. And then I was gonna take with a mate threat, but instead he did a desperado and resigned. If you check with the queen here, the king can hide. Computer, that's what I was calculating. Computer just blocks with the rook. And there's no stopping this mate, and the king is suffocated. So, yeah. I just won. I mean, I went on a horrible